funny. Check the FOMO chat. Monday! Hold on, sorry, that just happened at the same time. Oh my god. Monday! May 12th, 2025. Look at that. That's not a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house. Oh my god, it's so funny. I got my co-host in the house. Tyler Mando, woo! Monday, baby. Good morning. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm fucking fantastic as well. I mean, every day that passes the day, I'm getting closer to leaving. And listen, DJT, baby.
You getting nervous?
Not yet, because what I did last week, Mando, is I packed everything in advance. Like, I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.
Because I know I have to go to Toronto tomorrow for consensus, and then this and that. So I was like, you know what? I want to get over with. So, no, just eager. Not anxious, not nervous. I would say, wow, DJT is cooking right now. Fuck, sorry, he's talking right now. Tyler, it's about time to start running around the house screaming Trump train again.
No kidding. He's delivering. Once again, everyone was mocking the 4D chess, 7D chess. I don't know.
Dude.
Chess moves are looking okay right now. I'm very curious how the left is going to complain about this over the coming days and weeks, along with lower drug prices. But on the Tyler D front, beautiful weekend here in Chicago. Nice little Mother's Day. Shout out to all the moms out there.
Hell yeah.
And our coins are green and the animal spirits are back.
There you go. Love to see that. Happy Mother's Day to both your mamas and to your wifeys. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world. We love y'all. We love y'all. That was fun. I had a little... Wait, you guys already had Mother's Day, man, don't know?
I mean, my wife's had like 3, it felt like, because there's one in Portugal, there's one in the UK, and
there's this one
in the US. And like, we celebrated the one in Portugal, but then we kind of half celebrated the one in the UK. And then this weekend, we went out for dinner and with like my whole family, and then they like gave her a flower and said, "Oh, happy Mother's Day." And I was like, "Oh God, like they're gonna make me look bad here." But yeah, there's 3 different times that people do Mother's Day.
3? I'm gonna have to put up with 3 Mother's Days as well there. God damn it.
UK is the reason why it's because of the UK. But.
Yeah. That's a lot. Hey, listen, bro, they deserve it. So I guess 3 Mother's Day it is. Once you live in Europe, you absolutely love to see that. Anyways, today on the show, we got to get right to it because Donald Trump's talking right now, and he is like, there's like a new, there's a headline a second right now. There's a headline for a second right now. It looks like the talks in Switzerland went very, very well. So we'll go through market report. We'll go through the trade deal stuff. We'll go to the weekend headlines. We'll go to Tyler's top. I mean, we're back to 10,000, I think. Tyler's top 10,000, not even 1,000. Tyler's top 10,000. We have a lot. We're giving a lot of shit away. I think Mando's giving stuff away. I read that this morning. So Mando's giving stuff away to his newsletters, subs, and then we're also doing a geek giveaway. So there's a lot of stuff being given away today. And then last but not least, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is a connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to a Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at checkout, but better. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. Mando, I don't even want to know what's next. I don't know what's now because goddamn, there's a lot going on.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land?
Can you dig it?
GM.
So
yeah, we've had a very, very strong. Well, actually, it was mixed up until kind of just before we went live, and a few hours before we went live. Interestingly, it's not Bitcoin. So Bitcoin it's kind of following gold. There was obviously some announcement yesterday that we're closer to a trade deal. There's going to be. It was kind of difficult to read. The Chinese were saying they were close. The US said they were close, but then they reduced tariffs. But there's definitely no deal officially done yet. So it just feels like maybe there is a higher chance of a deal. And futures roofed on the back of that. Gold went lower. Bitcoin has stayed at 104K, which I think is very interesting. And what you saw is ETH continued to run very well. And then you saw a bunch of different meme coins have run as well. So it feels like a mini altcoin season, let's say, for now. led
Am I hearing altcoin season?
mainly by memes. So the meme market cap is back up to 80 billion now, which is a big move. And it's kind of rotating between different memes. Although I would say the class of 2024 memes are the ones that have really gigasent. So
Look at this.
most of the bigger ones in the class of 2024 are up 3 to 4x in the last week. So that includes WIF, I would say, is it class of 2023 WIF? WIF's not
Actually, maybe, but it's
Technically.
Q4. I mean, it really ran like December, right? 20.
Yeah.
I would say 24. I would count WIF as a class, right?
Yeah, that's
yeah, maybe. But what I'm talking about is like Moodeng, Peanut, Chill Guy, Goat, like some of these coins which were dead, just came back. They're all Wintermute coins, to note, by the way, and they just full.
Oh my god, bro!
crazy.
This is insane.
That is a Wintermute special right there.
Wintermute sends their regards, bro. They
Yeah,
accumulated all the lows. Hey, bow.
So you had a few Wintermute specials over the weekend. Obviously, this is very excessive risk taking at this stage, but and then ETH is the main outperformer. ETH just so strong. Today you had news that you're actually going to get in-kind redemptions on the ETH ETF from BlackRock, which I think was a very positive headline. And then there were some headlines on the Friday that they had met the SEC, BlackRock as well, about a few different things which are beneficial for like tokenization and staking, and I would be seen as beneficial for Solana and ETH. So strong, very, very strong out there for at least ETH, and that's caused this like mini altcoin season. And I would say the main outperformers have mainly been the 2024 cycle memes and just some of the bigger memes actually. Like they've were the first ones to move. So decent out there. I think pay attention to the gold correlation there. Like gold has gone lower, and generally that's a sign that Bitcoin might head a little bit lower. I don't know if that means alts will go lower, but it's notable that Bitcoin barely reacted to the headline, that whereas altcoins really did. So we've seen Bitcoin dominance go down to about 62% here from 65.5. So it's down about 3%. If you're really bullish on alts, obviously that can go a long way. But generally, if Bitcoin goes lower, that's not normally a great sign for alts, at least over the last 12 months.
Look at this chart right here. Speaking of alts.
What's that? Oh yeah. Yeah. Altcoin seasons generally last for like two or 3 weeks. So I'd be very cognizant of that. Like they're not multi-month things. Like look at the last altcoin seasons. I feel like the one in 2021 lasted for a lot longer, but recent ones, that one in November, from like that trough just before it to the highs was like 3 weeks, and then they all just died. No, that's 2021.
Here?
I mean,
this one?
Yeah, each one of these, like you tend to see stuff like this, like very aggressive rallies, like straight line, and then it's not been like 2021, which is like rally for multiple months, and then sell off. They tend to be a little less crazy, at least when they outperform Bitcoin. So,
there's also the total market cap. It's a nice chart as well. I mean, CZ said 5 trillion in a year, so we'll see.
It's only a 50% move.
It could happen. Yeah, only a 50% move.
That's it.
Broader macro is interesting. Like obviously, I've seen a big rally in stocks. It's interesting just to see the response to this. It's like so many people are like, in macro, think that this is a sell the news event. Like I've seen so many takes like that on the timeline, and that makes me think, at least in macro, that people were underexposed to this, like in stocks. That reaction in stocks tells me that people were underexposed to this move, because every single macro head is saying, oh, we're going to go lower, there's a recession coming in. I actually don't disagree with that, but this feels like a painful move, I think, for a lot of people, and that's why these things can sometimes last for longer. Like this could easily put in a double top, right? But it could also get to like 6,000, 6,100, and then it's really painful if you if you sold it.
I was reading Bob Lucas saying it's 5,800 is the price you really want to break out in SPX, because that was a rally and then 5,800, so it's there now.
Yeah, Bob Lucas was talking about a multi-month bear market though recently. No,
You're so funny to the way you think. I don't think you.
I'm just saying that like like you can say lots of different things. My ability to predict stuff over a long period is almost terrible. It's like really bad. Over short periods of time, I've realized I'm good at doing predictions. Over long periods,
Flash markets are for Mando. Got it.
Yeah. Well, over the next week, I tend to do really good calls. Like I could be like, right, I think this is going to rally for a week, and it's
all right.
Really
So we're Monday. So what do we have? You know what we should be doing here at Myriad is every Monday we should have Mando markets, which start Monday and close Friday, and we do Mando's markets. You know.
I told you what to buy on the dip. I told
so
you.
What's going on this week? What's Mando's crystal ball for this week?
I think continue to buy ETH and ETH beta. That is genuinely my thought here. I think on Solana, the number of different coins rallying is a good sign to a certain extent, but it also means it can get very like PvP. Like Altcoin today, but it felt not that great over the weekend, and that was like frustrating because it was like, oh, WIFs rallying versus Fartcoin or this sort of stuff. I think ETH is going to outperform here. I genuinely do. I think it might risk adjusted even outperform the memes on ETH, but I think it probably makes sense to own. You know, like remember that the reason why I say this. Do you remember in the past, like 2021, when ETH rallied? If you thought you owned ETH beta, like sometimes it just was not a good trade.
Only NFTs ran with it.
Right. And
more.
simply when Solana went to 250, everyone was in Solana beta. And
I don't remember 21 Sol memes personally speaking.
No, even this cycle, right? Solana went to 250, right?
Oh yeah, Solana outperformed a lot of its memes. I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
So many of the memes, right? It massively outperformed memes for a long time.
I would be careful buying Solana beta here too. I agree with you.
I just think when an L1 moves, sometimes the trade isn't to own the L1 beta, at least at the start. Like I think sometimes the move is just to own the L1, and like Nova ETH is, if it goes back to 2000, just like double it.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. The Solana's breaking out of that 180 range here, and ETH. They're both like really cooking.
So I actually think we're going to get a bit of an ETH, as I've said.
Okay.
And that's I haven't said it for a long time. I'm not saying it. I've said it since Thursday of last week, and I think ETH is going to go to like 3,500 plus, and I think it's a good trade.
Checker for ETH did say that. Literally last week I said on here that ETH will be the most hated rally, and here we are. You did say that, but I'm not going to lie. People have been saying this about ETH for the last 16 months. But this time is different, and I actually think it too. We saw some. Pepe. I mean, you called it here at 3 billion. It went from $3 billion to $6 billion, so clean 2x on with volume. Like you could size whenever you want to Pepe, right?
So you 10x, 5x in that, right?
Yeah, and it's a clean 2x without leverage, right? So that's literally from here, May 6th, which we came on the show. Like this, you guys got to start listening to FOMO, and if you don't share FOMO with your friends, that means you hate your friends. It's 92% trade here. In 5 days and not on micro cap. We're talking about on the biggest meme coin of this cycle, right? Where do you guys think Pepe goes on the next run? I'm curious about that because it went to $12 billion on the Coinbase listing. And you know, these coins tend to just vertically go once they break past their last all-time high. My thesis this cycle, I think, Mando, we talked about this way back then with Ovi. We always thought Pepe was potentially like a top 20 coin. This cycle, like, do we still think that? Where do we think it could go? Not saying tomorrow, guys. If you're listening, don't top blast on leverage Pepe at 6 billion, but this cycle, like, I still believe Pepe is a $25 billion plus coin.
Look, Doge is starting to move, which is a good sign for Pepe.
Huge sign, yeah.
And there's a chance, it goes above 10. I think here, that's my gut. Like it could go to 15ish and maybe come close to SHIB. That would be kind of.
I think it flips SHIB, yeah.
That would be the aim, at least over the next, if this continues. I would say that, I've just said, I think risk adjusted. And by that, I mean, like, you can sleep at night, not knowing you're not going to get like a 40% wick. ETH is like not a bad trade here, but I do think the ETH memes are very clean. There's far fewer of them, and they traditionally do show decent correlation to ETH, at least on the upside. So, and I think like what are the ETH memes you want to own right now? It's like
Pepe Margaret.
Right. Maybe SPX as well. Like those are the four, and you kind of like it trails off quite a lot after that. There's not
What's
a lot.
SPX?
There's like Nero and ETH. There's Ticker Bitcoin, I guess, if you want to go for
SPX
that.
doesn't do a lot of volume, man. I know the thing. I know the Murat thing. I like Murat. I always was like, hey, Murat's cooking, but like Pepe Margaret are three different. For me, it's three different market caps and three different coins. What do you think, Tyler? What's your favorite meme ETH plays here?
Yeah, I think it's those three. Rect has quickly become one of my larger positions.
I mean, what a shout out to Ovi. He's broken his silence. I was talking to him this weekend, and he was like, "I'm tired of being the silent founder. Like, I'm going to start, talking about Rect vocally." And I was like, to be honest, I kind of think this is, finally, it's good that you're doing this, and he agrees, right? So it's good.
I feel like it's just this. It's the thought. Like, are we going to see new all-time highs on these memes?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I mean, this one, yeah, because it's close.
If Pepe goes to new all-time high, I mean, I feel like that opens the floodgates for these, at least for the ETH memes, right? Like, you would have to assume mock levels up. You have to assume. I think. I mean, Rect is a little bit different because it's not just a pure meme. It's also got like the utility factor, and
it's a company. It's a product. Yeah.
But I mean, that upside would look pretty big. And I think SPX is another one. There's really not that much. But then, like, are we going to see all-time highs on all these 2024 Sol memes too? Like, are we just going to run all this back? Like, that's supposed to be so. My jaws has been like on the floor these past 4 days, and I feel like I've been out of position, even though I'm very allocated to this market.
But this is where it's dangerous, right? Like, people want to own all the coins, and then, I think we were talking about this all together. I think it's good to just do bigger in some because they all run together almost, right?
It felt frothy on Friday, but then a lot of these have still like Goat's now top 5 again in the AI board.
It did feel frothy Friday, and I thought it was going to be a risk off weekend. Totally wrong. Complete risk on weekend. I sold whatever I sold on Friday after we were talking on the show with Mando, and Mando was like, it feels frothy, does not, and I agreed. Whatever I sold on Friday, by Friday evening, I was back all in. There's no other.
That's incredible.
We ate on the peanut trade, which was nice. Shout out to Ovi on that one because he saw the volumes and then he telegraphed that pretty well. He actually really cooked. So yeah,
he did. He got back in this morning and then it dipped.
He did, and but you know what he did, right? So he cooked it the long, and then he had a sell order, meaning he went automatically short.
I didn't know.
And then he went long, short, long. But I think most of the trade was done here. You had like, bonk by a guy like not posting a ticker in this, and then it went from like 175 to 450. I sold at like 445 yesterday, so I'm good. Put it on Farcoin. I'm just gonna chill now. Got a quick little trip, so we stopped trading during trips. Anyways, Mando, we have CPI, PPI, 99, whatever the hell. Like, we have some stuff going on this week in terms of macros.
You got inflation metrics this weekend. The Fed has kind of told you that it's not as important. I think they basically said, look, if we get a little bit of inflation, it will be transitory. So I think it will be market moving. I just don't know if it's like it's not as market moving as it could be. Let's put it that way. Because I think whatever happens, people will be like, if it's high, people will be like, it's only temporary. If it's low, I think we'll probably rally at like a decent amount. So I think
it'll be low unless they're cooking the numbers, because the tariffs still haven't hit yet. Now we have 90 days of data that the tariffs are going to be 30%.
So let's break down the tariff news, right? There's because there was a lot this morning. So what exactly happened in China?
Yeah, China said they're going to drop their tariffs to 10%.
Okay.
We'll cut their retaliatory tariffs to 10% from 125%. The U.S. is going to drop to 10% from 125, but then add a 20% fentanyl.
This is a big statement.
Uh,
China Commerce Minister 11 minutes ago. China-U.S. trade talks created conditions for further bridging differences and deepening cooperation. Like you know how like in America has been a lot of like flip-flopping on like in statements. Like in China, they're like straight cuts, right? They don't like the bullshit. So like when they say something, you kind of take it for face value, right? So this is like big statements. Yeah.
I think the biggest FUD against the trade progress was like, oh, you
This is
can't trust
huge.
what Trump is saying. But now the Chinese are all saying the same thing.
The Chinese don't fuck around. Like if anyone's on business with China, like with Chinese people, like they don't fuck around. Like, you know, and they say something, they say something. So I mean, he's going after, like, now there's pressure on EU because UK trade deal, China trade deal, potentially, at least trade talks are going well. EU is going to have to fold here, Mando. I mean, it seems like it.
I don't think
70 chess. EU is nastier than China.
You already see the chess game change. He's making his next move.
Yeah, he's moving. He's broke now. Prices come down a lot. Brought up the weight loss. So there's also drug news instead, but that's different. But that's great news, by the way. It's hard to be against that, no matter what side of the coin you're on. So China has agreed to stop fentanyl. Dude, Miami's going to be thriving now. Again, make Miami great again.
Well, so that's his lever to bring off that additional 20%, right? So
yes.
Now he's like, we're still hard on this. He's staying the course, but now he has that path to take that off.
Yeah. And you have Ukraine, Russia. There was some. Well, we've been down that path before where we thought there was going to be a pause in the ceasefire, but we got led the wrong way. But we'll see. It looks like they're agreeing to stop until they meet, which it is on Thursday. So we'll see what happens on that front. So, you know, we could be set up for a good, you know, rest of month of May here, lads. So it's just a lot of good news.
That's the question. Like, is this a one-day pump?
Correct.
And then we're going to correct again tomorrow, or are we going to actually start to grind up from here?
Yeah. Trump will speak to Xi at the end of the week.
We're selling off
What's
a
up?
bit here already. We're selling off a little bit here already.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention.
Yeah, a little bit right there. We were consolidating at that top range all weekend. That 104 mark. So we'll see. But the good thing is, you know, if you're spot, like I think it's a good place to just chill, you know, and just wait. Leverage, I don't know. I ain't touching the lever. I'm not touching the lever. Because like what if like majors cool off here, but memes just run. So I'm good. Anyways, I think we're good on the market report here. We went around the horn pretty well. Tyler, let's see what Tyler's got for us.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler T on FOMO hour cause the kids can't miss.
Read about some bears. Yeah, folks, crypto majors were green this morning. Looks like we're starting to sell off a bit here after a big weekend pump and then on the back of this China-U.S. trade deal news. In other headlines, we've got BlackRock. They held a meeting with the SEC's crypto task force on Friday to discuss topics like staking, tokenization, ETF approval, and ETF-related options. A lot more news on the Bitcoin acquisition company front. So David Bailey's new Bitcoin acquisition company, Nakamoto, announced they're going to raise up to $700 million now to buy Bitcoin, and they're going to merge with this Kindly MD company. That Kindly stock was up 450% pre-market. That's just the latest example of a major merger to go down this route, this path. Saylor, he's still buying. He bought 13,390 Bitcoin for $1.34 billion last week at a 99.8 average. So he's up on the buys. Metaplanet, the Japanese MicroStrategy, they bought another 1,240 Bitcoin. They now have $700 million. And a new Japanese company, Beat Holdings, has raised $34 million to buy Bitcoin. So they're not stopping. This is clearly a major trend. And I think there was actually one other company I saw as well. We also have JD Vance. He's going to be speaking at Bitcoin 2025 in Las Vegas at the end of this month. That's going to be the first time a sitting VP will headline a major crypto event. Token airdrop protocol news. It was pretty quiet on this front over the weekend. USDT Zero launched on HyperLiquid. Boop officially ended their creator airdrop claim for those who haven't launched tokens, so they keep messing around with that. They also teased some new changes coming in the next 1 to 2 weeks. The AI board, big green, up 8%, 11.7 billion. Most of the leaders were up 4 to 20%. GOAT was up 35% and now in the top 5. You saw some huge movers, like some of the older ones, Pippin, AVB, Graph, Grift, up 70 to 100%. So now people are kind of going down that board and running those other ones up. Virtual's leading mindshare, wrecked. Top 2, top 3 in mindshare in all of AI right now. I'd love to see that. In memes, meme coin leaders, we talked about, they're up about 5 to 10%. That meme coin market cap up 65% on the month. I saw that 77 billion. All the old memes dominated. Moodang up 600%. Goat, Flock, Peanut. Useless was one of the new movers on Solana. That was up 100%. And then Bonk Guy has been prolific with his calls all over the timeline. Bonk Guy, is he the new Murad? They also made a Bonk Guy list. So we have a new meme coin list for the Bonk Guy memes. So watch out for that. In NFTs and Ordinals, folks, Ordinals, they pumped finally. Massive day, biggest day in months. Puppets up 50%. Runes are up as well. Pups is up 67%.
Pups go up, baby. Half a Bitcoin puppets like kiss these on the lips.
Oh yeah. Man,
You too, Tyler.
Quite the run up. Frank DeGods announced he's stepping down. CEO DeGods finally made the call. And then this is not news, but there are rumors, loud rumors going around about something with the CryptoPunks project happening perhaps today.
Where did you see that, by the way? Because every chat's talking about it, but I guess I was asleep or in a meeting or some shit.
Just in chats. There's no formal news that has been
Tyler gets good. He's with all the fucking.
He's in the cabal, right? Like, you know, like the FNF chat shit. Like,
it's Stats. It's him. It's Cyrus. It's like there's a little like
Easy, like Sammy. You know those AI dudes, like the
something's going on.
Something's going on. I'm literally like one super big voice chat of the most redacted people on earth, and that's just my best friends, and that's it. Everything else died over the 60-day lull. Tyler's in the streets, you know. He's got his boots on the ground, Mando.
Well, it still feels like the timeline is quiet and everyone's gone, which I still think is a big bull case. Like for this next run, like no one's here. No one's here buying yet.
We need more streamers in crypto, bro.
Also, should we check in on that Punk Bitcoin ratio real quick? I see.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, come on, lad. I mean, hey, Mando, you got to give it to the guy. I did say one Punk over a Bitcoin. I want to put that on the record. I mean, Punks are 116 and Bitcoin is 103.
Yeah, nice little lead.
It's going to be great.
So I think we'll continue to open up that lead.
Of course, dude.
Pretty violent move. I mean, the ETH move is a huge part of it. It's up 40%.
Yeah, of course. Because in ETH, it's only up like what? 8 ETH? 5%. So
bottom, yeah.
No. Mando, do you have to do your picker thing before you go, or I know we're Monday?
Oh crap! I'll do it tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow because I know you're leaving like 4 minutes.
I leave like now, yeah. So we'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll do your giveaway tomorrow. Okay, cool. Just checking in. But Tyler, back to you. You've got a lot to cover. So punks are running. I mean, if you have a PFP under 100K, you know, kindly, you know, careful how you speak to me. You know, and Tyler as well. He's got a punk PFP. I just want to put that out there. If you're rocking a PFP under 100K, please don't at me or share your opinion on my wall. I don't care what you have to say. Reality is you need to work harder. Move out of your mom's basement, stack ETH and Sol, buy a few real PFP and share your opinion. Yeah. That goes to you as well, Mendo, since you don't have a punk, you know. So, you know, please refer to me as you know. Anyways, Tyler, what else do we have? There's a lot going on.
Should we look at the Ordinals board while Mando's still on with us?
Yeah. Well, we have Mando. We should look at Ordinals. I really want to look at pups. Although they're down a little bit since this morning, but let's look at the Ordinals. Wow. It's green.
Bright green. And I do check this every day. I have not seen numbers like this. I don't know what caused this, but clearly some folks rolled over to Magic Eden. Like we're gonna buy Ordinals today. Because this came out of nowhere. I mean, pups were 0.03 last week.
They're like 0.028 or something. This is 2x from last week is nice.
So
What's that in dollars?
0.055 times 103,000 is 6,000. It's 5.5K.
Like 2.3 ETH. So
2.3 ETH puppets floor is nice. It was $35,000 a peak.
Right.
So they're more than doodles. They're like less than Azuki. It's like if you kind of put it in that frame.
As it should be. I think it's good. It's a good position, yeah. Wizards are back at 0.18, so nearly back at their mint price, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, puppets, man.
It's grinding up, nothing crazy. And then I checked the runes board.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's go there. Well, we still have Mando. Hold on. Mando, look at that. Oh, wait. We're
but really nice spending time with you again.
All right, enjoy your show, Mando.
I mean, these market caps are very small. I mean, Dog is up. Dog is 390.
Dog never really went under 200, right?
So, I mean, it's still hanging out up there. And then the pups was the big move.
Hey, that just means that if we get redacted season, Tyler, our bags are going higher. That's what it means.
We pray. Buy a rune in June and you'll be rich soon. That's the new tag.
Okay. Yeah. Buy a rune. You got that, intern? That's it. Buy a rune in June and you'll be rich again. So, I mean, Bongo, we got you on stage. You kind of become the show's mascot. You know, this is like your shit here. You're the one reporting on these prices every day. I mean, where's our puppets going? Where are our puppets going?
If Farag was right, puppets to 1 BTC. It's only a matter of time.
I think if that were to happen, it would have to be Q4 2025. Like peak.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it would have to be peak retardio. Like, you know, like Q4. Like this. You remember when Punks went to like 500,000 last cycle? Like, and if like Azuki was 35 ETH, Plonex was 25 plus ETH, like that. Like that was always my thesis on runes. It's like not runes, sorry, on Ordinals, like the few collections. Because NFTs are like an end of cycle pump. Like, you know, when our blocks was trading like crazy, it's like after people have made their money, they need to flex it and spend it within the ecosystem. Like that's what they do. Now we'll see if the behavior is the same. I do think people tend to have similar behaviors as we've seen with 24 memes pumping this weekend. But we'll see. I mean, Bongo, what do you think? I mean, I see your hands raised.
I mean, look at any other NFT ecosystem. None of them is pumping the way Ordinals are. And when they move together. Like the whole ecosystem is going to move if it's going to move. And they're going to carry runes or the other way around. So I think we've been trading sideways since the last halving. So it's been almost a year. And it's, yeah, a pump is near us. I think we're getting there.
Okay. A pump is near us. We like that. We like that.
It's coming.
Trump just said... So Trump is speaking. Trump said China tariffs won't go back up all the way to 145% just now. So he also said that they will go back up without a deal. But obviously that's kind of may have good results out of Istanbul meeting. Believe both leaders will be there. Was thinking about going to Istanbul. He's thinking of going to Istanbul this week to meet with Putin and Zelensky.
That would be big.
There's a possibility. So he said there's a possibility of him going to Istanbul if he thinks things will happen. So that means that if, well, he also said very good things are happening on Iran. Dude, many other, this is our KOL, dude. This is the number one. Hold on, let me share my screen tab because it's happening in real time. Sorry, I know we have your topics, but it's happening right now. Very good things happening on Iran. Trump, they are being very reasonable. A minute ago, he also said Trump, many other deals coming in, very good things on Iran, and that he may go to Istanbul if talks are going well. So if you're hearing that Trump is going to Turkey this week, that means Ukraine-Russia talks are going well.
I mean, if he is able to broker global peace and pull off these trade deals, it's going to be hard to come up with the FUD angles.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be some pretty big accomplishments.
This is insane.
Still a long way to go. But it seems like we've had a lot of progress. Like very recently, in the past week.
I mean, it's like 2 months of this, and then it's like all coming, sort of together right now. Anyways, I'll keep you guys posted if we hear more but it looks like we have China news, China trade deal news, Ukraine Russian news, potential Iran news, and more trade deal news. They were saying there's 24, 25 deals on the table last Friday that they would drop this week or talk about. So wouldn't be surprised if we hear more. And there's also they're facilitating things in Pakistan and India as well as the war broke out there. So it looks like that also could chill out a little bit. So a lot of good news, Tyler. Besides that, what else you have for us? I know there's a lot going on.
And we can take a look at the AI board. I feel like that's been a huge sector that's been moving here in this past weekend. I mean, virtuals, I'd say, has been leading the way, and they continue to have new good launches. They're back over $2 a token.
Wow.
AI 16Z is back over 400 million. Goat's at 200 million now. And then what jumped out to me when I was running through the list this morning is just like how many of the older tokens, like if you filter by 24-hour movers, like how big of the pumps we're seeing in some of these older ones. So like Pippin was a darling of the last cycle. It's up 95%. ABB is up 70%. Grift is up 60%.
Whoa.
So there's dozens that are up 40 to 60% or more.
Whoa.
So it's like the whole sector is moving. And
yeah, I still have your board on my. Like I still have your thing. You made it.
So Splat is a new one.
That Bailey one too is doing good. It's back up from. What's Splat?
I think it's one that it helps.
This?
Yes, it has like
a
trading component. I actually have not had a chance to dig into this. I need to. It's on my list here.
Me neither. I have a friend that just asked me about it like 30 minutes ago, and I just didn't know what it
EB7
was.
has been touting this one, so shout out to him. He put it on my radar.
Damn, he's cooking.
He shared it at 5 million. It's up 150% since then.
Low volume though, eh? Or
Yeah.
that's not the right.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the right, well, there might be more pools.
Probably, yeah.
But so there's some new movers on the board. The old ones are playing it out again, and it's just a question of like, are we just going to run this back?
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
I mean, I've been thinking like I'm out of position for AI round 2. Like I've got a couple smaller.
You don't have Fartcoin?
I have Fartcoin, but like
I know you don't count as AI, and
Yeah,
I don't either. But it's kind of, it still gets bottled in there a little bit.
it does. I mean, I was just so much deeper in it.
What about ARC? Should we run the ARC trade back? I was thinking about this morning.
It's at 100.
Like,
I mean, that's a nice little curl, actually.
we did tell people you got to see if people shipped during the time off, right?
Yeah.
Because if they didn't ship last 2 months, dump it. But I think they
that's
did.
tough for me is like I don't know that we need like more AI agent launch pads. So I think you got to have more than that to have like a really compelling case right now. But maybe it just doesn't matter.
Griffin launched some stuff though. Remember we talked about this. I don't have any, by the way. I can say that, but see, they kept working.
They're more like the Chat GPT of like crypto. So that's a little bit of a more interesting narrative, I'd say.
What's Pippin? What's this? What's Pippin?
I forget what Pippin is. I have to go back through all of these and get a refresher.
It's a framework.
Framework or ecosystem. Yeah. So kind of like your Eliza style. Like this is like a framework for building AI tools.
One thing though is something that I heard Mando say on the Real Vision show last week is you tend to look at a pump and zoom out and say, oh, there's still more room to run. It's the wrong way of looking at coins. And I think Mando makes a good point. Is don't zoom out and be like, oh, just because it just ran 70% Wintermute special, it's going to run another.
Yeah.
Like not all coins will run to their all-time highs, which is why I'm not chasing this. Like I know what you mean, Tyler, and I felt that for a hot second this weekend. Like, oh, I should take my Fartcoin, which is a huge position for me, and splash it around like WIF. And I thought Bonk and Pepe and this and that. And I was like, no, I'd rather have one or two strong positions.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. And like spreading yourself too thin and then just kind of chasing all these old ones.
You're going to be looking at charts all day long anyways. It's like, it's such a bad thing. It's like one alt, one meme, one major, and then sure, have a wallet for the degeneracy. Like you said, you sent a Solana long because you found money in some wallet, like shit like that. But I would be careful.
The other news, I guess, from the weekend was just kind of like Bonk guy. Feels like he's like a
Let's go.
in like the KOL.
Do you have a list for
Yes.
him? Did you make a
Sure do.
share that with me? Let me save that.
Where's this spot guy list? So we'll see what all gets added to this. So a couple asterisks. So this is a list that a community member made, and they made it in like the Murad style, based on things that Bonk Guy has publicly touted. So these are tokens, but like what I'm saying is Bonk Guy did not make this like specific.
Okay.
Like Murad did. Like Murad made his graphics, right? That really started the Murad list.
But he did talk about all these. This is
yes,
true.
but these are all calls that Bonk Guy has made. The double asterisk is it seems like Bonk Guy is still touting like multiple coins per day per week. So if he continues at that pace, it may not have it might impact some of these other tokens. But Bonk is top of the list, of course. Fartcoin, Floki, PopCap, Peanut.
Yeah, he's a big Fartcoin.
Simon's Cat, Hosako
He's a
Cat.
big Fartcoin believer.
The thing is, like this list, in a lot of ways, it's kind of structured like the Murad list, where you've got the coins up top, like your multi-billion-dollar leaders.
They've got a similar thinking, right?
You've got a couple in the mid-range, and then you've got your handful that are below 100 million. So, like, if you think Bonk Guy is gonna make it and like be a figure for this next meta, this next cycle. Some interesting. You have options, I guess. Like, right, you've got different options, different price points.
I've been saying PopCat for a minute. Like, I caught the Fartcoin trade. I was like, PopCat's probably one of them, because it was like that like meme. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to pick another one after Fartcoin to like spend some money on Sol, I would have picked PopCat personally. But the thing is, if I'm in Fartcoin, I need to be in both. That's how I see it. On Murad's list, I don't know. I mean, what would you buy any of the low tier ones that are in there? Like, would you rebuy Lock-in, for example? So that's up a lot from its lows, but would you buy it again? Like, it went to 6. Oh, these went to 4. I sold that at 110.
I don't know.
That's insane.
Like, if you're looking for flyers, a flyer on Lock-in 15 million seems fine. Like, what's your downside?
You're right. Like RR, let's say you have 100 grand and you're picking 10 coins at $10,000 each. Maybe you do throw it all of these. Yeah, at all of his list, right?
And my favorites on his list, I'd say SPX still is up there. We like Mog a lot.
You still have that position on?
Yeah, I've been thinking about adding to it a bit.
I did on the dip yesterday because it went to like 430 because it ran before, so I just added for fun. I had some like stables laying around. This is not stable season for me. This is full risk on every penny I find in a wallet goes into the market season.
Actually, I don't love the middle of this list. Like, I don't love Giga. I don't love Apu.
Nope.
I don't love Ticker Bitcoin anymore. I think that's kind of played
If
out.
I were to buy his list, either I go big on the top 3 or I go light on the bottom 3. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I like that. That's how I would look at it.
Maybe not USA coin though.
USA coin's a little
Holy
weird.
shit.
It had that crazy run.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. But like mini, I never liked mini.
I like locking the most on the low end.
I guess like this morning I posted a lock-in meme, but it wasn't coded. It's just I have this meme of me, and I post it usually on Mondays, and there were still people like shilling lock-in, I think, which is usually kind of a good thing.
But Damo is still around.
I mean, Vademo's never gonna go anywhere. He's got that Brian Johnson PFP. I love it. Oh no, he changed it. He had the like nightgown Brian Johnson PFP, which is great. I changed my PFP this weekend. You like it?
Oh, I didn't even notice this. How about that?
And I changed my banner.
Accelerate.
Like my banner?
That's a good one. Good banner.
I like that banner. The Mog team, the Mog crew made me a nice little PFP, and I thought just speaking of PFPs, which has nothing to do with PFP, there it is. Speaking of PFPs, the code today is green. GREEN. If you want to make some money on Yeet, green is the code. So raffleball.xyz code green. You have to sign up on yeet.com using the FOMO hour code, and you have to place a bet. If you don't place a bet, and if your account is not public, you can't win. So make sure you do the following, and you will be able to win. Tyler, we still have time for a couple more news if you have some stuff.
Oh, Frank to Gods. He's finally done.
Saw that. Let's go to his page.
He's stepping down as the CEO of DGAS. I don't think this comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think it's probably the right decision. You know,
Yeah.
I think ever since the whole Memecoin fallout, Libra scandal, and I don't know how involved or not Frank was. So these are not allegations by any means, but clearly he is.
I mean, he didn't tweet since then.
He hasn't tweeted since then. He's not on the timeline. It makes sense to turn this over to someone else. And he says the story isn't over. This is interesting, right? Like I'm not familiar with Chill and Pasta Got Sauce. I'm not familiar with these two.
Pasta's dope. He's been doing all the clips and all that. He's cool. Pasta's dope.
I mean, we've seen NFT projects have real success with their second after takeovers.
I mean, DGAS are up 20% on that news.
I mean, DGAS art is. I've always said this. I'll say
mine.
The art's great. Like they are cool NFTs, and like they're symbolic of a certain era.
Where's my DGAD? There it is. Still have one.
So I can see, even just as a collectible, I think they've got a decent floor. And then now it's a matter of, okay, what are these new guys going to do with it?
And dedicate 3 years of sleepless nights trying to make DGAS and you to success. I'm proud of the work I did. I'm excited to hang in the reins to the team and watch them cook. Maybe we'll look back at this fixation of Frank DGAS as the thing that was holding us back. At times I felt like the hate was overdone, but I get it. It's funny. It gets clicks. And deep down, the people doing it feel like they're protecting the industry they love. For the record, I'm not on the run. There are no investigations because I have never done anything illegal. No, he's playing poker. He's chilling. That's the boring truth. Sounds corny, but the best part of the last few years wasn't the money or clout. It was meeting some of you, made some real friends. It's been fun. Time to finally hit the gym. Thanks for everything. Hit the gym. Fuck yeah, Frank. Let's go. Thanks for everything. Keep trying shit. I will say what I've said over and over again, whether it's on the show or in private. I think Frank is a much better creator than he is a founder. And I mean that in the best way. Frank is one of the most polarizing and best creators in crypto in terms of a creator standpoint, and the numbers don't lie. So I know I'm right in that sense, right? He's amassed 418,000 followers, right? So you don't just get to 400,000 followers and been there, done that, like that. It takes a lot of work, and it means you're good at what you do. And so there's a reason why people talk about him a lot, similar to how people have talked about me a lot in the past, or even you're on a crazy run this cycle, Tyler, with your content. So there's a reason why you have a lot of followers as well. But I think Frank is one of the best creators in space, and I think that it was really just much better. Now, founder-wise, I don't know, right? There's been a lot of missteps and probably communications and misdirections and on the DGOD's front from a higher up standpoint, and that's always going to be the founder's fault, right? Like at the end of the day, Frog Radio, even when it was not doing great or I was getting fudded and this and that, it's good to look in the mirror and sometimes see that you may be the problem, which I was, and probably he is, and he was, and I like that he's just like making that move. I think it's smart. I think DGOD's community deserves a lot because a lot of them have held like crazy, like Mark and all those guys. And I think that this is probably for the better. It's probably a good time actually to announce this. And he could just be the creator. He should be just a full-blown DGOD's community member now, creating content. He should get back to streaming. He should get back to like talking about DGODs, pumping DGODs without being a founder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that would be a great outcome. And I think this also shines a light on how difficult of a job it is to run an NFT project.
But it's a company, right? It's running a company.
It is, but it's also a very specific type of company.
Oh, shit. Hold on. We have breaking news. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry, Frank.
Rug Radio. Breaking news.
Creator revenue sharing is live on Pump.fun as of a minute ago.
Wow.
50% of Pump Swap revenue is now shared with coin creators. Create a coin and start earning every time someone places a trade now. Continue reading more. Holy shit.
Man,
this is big. This is breaking news.
They're going to copy every good feature that any of their competitors come up with. Like, oh, we'll just integrate that.
Holy shit. This is big. This is big. I know what we're talking about is big as well. Shout out to Frank, by the way. I wish you the best. I know you're doing well because I've heard you playing some good poker these days. But this is fucking big.
Yeah,
like
it's big. Pump Fun is still the winner, the leader.
Woo! Send the trenches, baby. USA. USA. USA.
The only real bull case you could say for these other platforms was the incentives were better for creators to go launch the platforms.
Damn.
They had the revenue share.
It's over. It's over. There's no competition. There is no competition to pump fund. I have no skin in the game. I'm not an investor. I'm not an advisor. I never launched a coin. I'm not going to launch a coin. I barely trade on pump fund my whole life. Pump fund, there is no second best. There is no second best.
I agree right now. I'm still thinking through how Blur stole OpenSea's mindshare after others.
But
failed.
they're dead, and OpenSea's back #1 with Magic Eden.
Yeah, but they got the throne. They took the throne for a couple years.
You're right, but
so I'm not closing the door that a competitor could.
There's no second best.
But we don't have a competitor out there right now that's going to do it.
How do I earn? Each time someone places a trade on your coin, you earn 5 basis points, 0.05% in SOL. That means that with $10 million in trading volume, you earn $5,000. This makes Pump Fund the most rewarding launchpad by creators by far. How do I become eligible? If your coin is newly created or is still trading on the Pump Fund bonding curve, not graduated yet, or has previously your Pump Swap, then you have already started earning, well, Pump Swap specifically, by the way. No, you only start earning fees on trading volume beginning today. So it's not retroactive. So a lot of coins are about to launch. How do I claim my rewards? Go to Pumped Up Fund, log in, claim SOL rewards. There it is. They're showing you on this video that I'm sharing. Wow. It's time to sign up to Weekly Wisdom again.
So this is just Pump Swap, right?
Correct.
This is not
Pump Swap, not Radium, not Meteora, not any other pool. Pump Swap and not retroactive.
So grain of salt on all this. So like Popcat did 50 million in volume yesterday. But that was not, it's not a Pump Swap token because it was made before.
Correct.
I'm trying to pull up Pump Swap volume here. I just want to get a feel for what they're doing.
Can you put it by Pump Swap on Pump Fund, or it's all Pump Swap now on Pump Fund?
It automatically goes to Pump Swap if you launch new Pump Fund coins.
I want to ape a shitcoin right now. I want to graduate something.
Mm.
What are we graduating, chat?
Let's just launch one.
No. Hold on. Okay, pause. Never mind. We're not graduating shit. Tyler. I mean, you didn't launch your boop, and that you were late. You know what? Do you want to launch one? I'll ape it. Okay.
No. So Pump Fund AMM is doing 50% of volume right now. I gotta try to find these numbers. Wait. I think I got it. 10%.
Trenches about to fly, dude.
So they're doing 250 million a day, roughly, I think.
Dude.
How much of that's going to creators? What did the announcement say? Was it 0.5%?
I don't know. Yeah, 0.05.
Okay. Well, we'll run the numbers, but that's a pretty hefty chunk of capital.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there's no second best, man. These guys are cooking. Name another company that's made that much money in 1 year on their first year of business.
That pump token's gonna be a big one.
So if you were to launch a token, would you have to change your username to Tyler? No, Tyler did it. So Tyler, do it. Tyler, do it.
I'm not launching a token. I'm gonna be very clear.
Wait, I could swear there's a Tyler did it coin right now on Pump Fund.
I don't need to get death threats for not running a coin the right way. So I'm gonna continue sleeping at night.
I just searched my name in Pump Fund and there's like 1 million Farouk coins.
I'm sure.
I didn't know that. Look at this. I'm not associated to any of these. I've never launched a coin, and
so many.
The only coin I'll ever be associated to will be Myriad, and the ticker will be Mirror, and that's not launching for now.
Look at all these.
Look at this.
What do people do with their time?
This is amazing. This is amazing. Farouk Starmat Glaze. Oh my god. Farouk the Yapper. Yap. Farouk Keto.
Wait, when are we getting Bats Cats? It's May 2025.
Yeah, what the? I feel like the new Mog acting kind of took that over. And you can't control the trend. You know what I mean? I feel like he can't really launch it right now because Mog Act is taken over, and they would take away from that. You know what I mean? If I were the Mog,
now's not the time. Yeah,
now it's not the time anymore. So it's kind of it kind of fucked it, but in a good way. You feel me?
A good fucked, yeah.
A good fucked. You know, we like a good fuck sometimes. Anyways, I don't think we missed anything.
I think that's
I was looking if Bats was here because he could answer this question. He usually listens to the show. No. Anyways, shall we pick a winner, Sims? Let's pick a winner. Let's do a quick game too. Let's do coin race today or something. That way it's faster.
Yeah.
What a day, man. What a day. Markets are cooling down a tiny bit. It's good. You can't be up only. We had a big weekend.
The M2 chart says 104 back down to 100 before 120. So
I see it.
If Bitcoin goes to 100K and then bounces off, I think that's the time.
Oh, well, you can download the mobile app, create a wallet, create a coin. Wow. Alan just tweeted about this stuff too. Wow, it's crazy. Checker! Let's go! That's amazing. That is fucking amazing. Let's go, Checker! Let's go. I love that.
Comment.
I fucking love that. I love that. Let's go, Checker! Dude, that's the guy that was calling for the hated rally. Checker, what up?
Hello, guys.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Dude,
Thanks.
so is he's going to 10K here or what?
Yeah, let's win 10K now.
Let's go, man. You're killing it. You were the one last week on the show calling for an ETH run, and then you did it again this morning, and now you won. Look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love that, Checker. Let me actually make sure.
It's karma coming back full circle.
I love that. Your bio reading, I don't give a quack. I love that. I just followed you. So listen, Checker, because we're running out of time, we're going to do a little coin race. You're familiar with the show, so you know about coin race, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So first of all, congrats. You made $500. So you already made $500 no matter what.
Perfect.
So $500 in for you. I wonder what you'll buy with that. Sounds like you'll buy more ETH. And then
on the next pullback, yeah.
There you go. So you have $500 to spend on Coinrace. You can pick 2 coins. What do you want?
Yeah, Bitcoin and Fartcoin.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll
Next out Fartcoin, yeah. And
yeah. So 200 on Fart, and then we'll do that was a previous game. So hold on, that was a previous round that's still going. So let's wait. All right, so we'll put $200, $300 on Bitcoin, and $200 on Dogecoin just won. That would have been 13.
Let's do ETH and Fartcoin.
Okay, perfect. Oh wait, why can't I play? I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. We'll have to wait the next one probably.
We'll do the next one.
I'm on the wrong. Oh no, you said.
You're not gonna get
Oh no, I just wanted Fartcoin.
Well, let's go Fartcoin.
No, it's fine. I'll put $300 on ETH for him next round. So 2 rounds. Let's go. So you'll have $300 on ETH next round. Come on, Fartcoin. Come on, Fartcoin. Come on. He gets 2 runs. That's not bad.
He's in it.
Oh,
no.
Right. So can you get another run? Do you still want to do $300 on ETH here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. All right.
So
Sorry about that.
So he gets another play. This is going to work out all right.
There you go. He still gets the same thing, but he gets 2 chances. Actually, that's good because you would have lost. So he gets a second chance.
Yeah.
Because Bitcoin just won.
Yeah, I don't mind the two runs.
Yeah, so you get 2 runs. Let's go. Give it them. Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go. There. Well, that's a good thing. You can get Fartcoin again.
All right.
Let's go. The music's so good. I know you can't hear it, Tyler, but it's so good.
I know. Oh, here we are. We're in the lead.
Come on. Come on. Wait, we'll have a last minute pump. Oh, come on, ETH. Oh, there it comes. There it comes.
We're in it. We're in it.
There it comes. Oh, Solana win. Oh, wow. 6x on Solana. Damn. Well, listen, Checker. You still won our hearts and $500. How's that?
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thank you for being a listener. We appreciate you. I see you on the YouTube comments every day. Appreciate that. With that, y'all. With that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.